These Beastmasters will beat every creature here into submission if they are not stopped. I do not have time for another one of your hunts, Master Dwarf.
Ah, but this is your hunt, Captain. There's a pack of war chiefs just arrived in Nurn. Call themselves Beastmasters.
That does sound like my kind of prey. What do I need to know?
I know you're familiar with the Caragors. I taught you everything you know about them. But let me tell you about their cousins from...
Torvin, what of the war chiefs? You didn't bring me here just to hunt another wild cat, did you?
Just to hunt another... Pay attention, Captain. These Caragaths are a silent, stealthy breed from beyond Nurn. And they can sneak up on just about anything. And what's worse, this new beast tamer has been burning the brushlands to the north. He means to capture them and break their will. Twist them into Sauron's war machine.
Every war chief is a scourge upon this land. Beastmaster or no, I will end them.
Whoa, slow down. First thing we need to do is foil their plans. And I see no better way of doing that than using the very same Caragaths against this orcish scum.
Show me how to find one of these creatures, then.
Gladly, Captain. There's a Caragath hiding in those bushes. There it is. Go get him.
Ah, this beast does look useful.
Hold R2 to snake while snaking. Mounted stealth kill.
Excellent. Now listen, there's an Uruk camp nearby. It's where they're bringing their captured beasts. I suggest you take your new pet and prowl up to them unnoticed.
Wrong. I don't think we've done good enough. What we need is a bit of pit Menfolk are so useless. Useless when they're alive, and useless when they're dead. Just see you something.
saw the Tark scare Hawk so badly he dropped his axe. I gave the axe back.
See what this is.
Mordor is in no short supply of terrible tales, and few more dreadful than the Black Captains of Sauron. I have never laid eyes on them myself, but their descriptions to me are the stuff of nightmares. A man trapped in perpetual agony in armor that does not grow with him. Another cursed for picking up the mace of Sauron after battle. And the mightiest among them, the Black Hand, is not spoken of in passing in these lands. May my beard grow ever longer ere I cross paths with these villains. I'll stick to hunting fairer game.
The dwarf shied from the Black Captains, as well he should. Only the Black Hand remains now, and I will finish him.
Just tell me a little bit more about when this takes place. Before the end.
You want to know what pain is? Mess with him and find out.
No, the first time.
I've seen him take blow after blow and still have fight it.
Overwatch is almost eliminated. Well, it's gonna be a bit of a fight.
picking the best soft-skin meat.
And they're very good at fast stealth too.
That man builder has turned so many.
Very good, Captain. Their plans are in disarray. There's still work to be done to ensure the Uruk never tamed the Karagaths.
The war chief. The beast tamer.
Aye, that unnatural fiend needs to be put down. To draw him out, use the Karagaths against his war camp. The more Uruk that die by their shadowy bite, the better.
Stealth kills supporters while mounted on a Karagor without raising an alarm. Cannot be ranged. Monster Slayer. Resistant to their attacks. Invulnerable to combat. Blocks all attempt to jump over him. Vulnerable to stealth finishers. Alright.
I will not let the Uruks exert mastery over these Karagaths. They are too dangerous.
Chance of ghoul in here.
Captains, great blood of fire.
It's the keen edge what cuts the mountain, they say. But after days of hacking through Uruk heavy plate and Karagor hide, these blades aren't going to sharpen themselves. Our weapons are extensions of ourselves and demand respect. A well-honed blade sharpened with a genuine dwarven whetstone can make the difference between being a hunter or the prey. My brother Gorvin once took a swing at a Karagor, and his axe landed with a thud instead of a slide. He lived to tell the tale and has been sharpening his blade every night since then.
There is little more satisfying than a sharp blade removing the head of an orc. Thanks plenty, stranger.
These are actually nicer than the other Karagor. The The other Caragor are often likely to run off. But these...
Deathstalker! Think that Caragor is loyal to you? I'll rip off your limbs and leave your stub of a corpse for its meal! You've no idea my skills, Ranger!
Seem to be a little bit rusty, and they've got way too many of them. That ain't good.
Coward! Turn and fight, or I'll kill you myself! I suppose the dog's gone. Over there! You see that? Stay there! We'll meet again, Ranger!
Where did...
On the side!
Lost track of them. Oh well. Can't believe I lost track of them.
You'd think the sight of a lone peak in the countryside would bring cheer to a dwarf's heart. But alas, that is not so here. Orodruin, the mountain of fire. This volcano stands alone on the plateau of Gorgoroth, but the whole of Mordor seems to dwell in its shadow. It's said Sauron chose this land for his domain because of that mountain. And I hope it suits him. Even dormant, anyone unlucky enough to travel these lands has that hill to thank for choking this acrid air filling our lungs with ash and our hearts with dread.
Mount Doom. How long before it erupts once more and spreads its darkness over Mordor?
Oh yeah, upgrades. It doesn't look like you can upgrade this sword, and the sword is not its final point by the end of the game.
Naz Kuga.
I'll collect these books first. I'll start working on the ore. Or these collectibles first.
If it's worthy game and a respectable trophy you're after, the Caragor roam Mordor in ferocious packs. Quick on their feet and strong to boot, be wary. Their claws are sharper than steel, and I've seen them crush rock-hard orc skulls like eggs in their jaws. Even wargs and lions give them wide berth. One look at these beasts and you'll know why the pointy ears have named them Bringers of Fear.
First the Caragors, now the Caragaths. How many ways has Mordor to kill a man?
Fighting's in my blood, and when I don't get any, it starts to boil. Soon as I see that Targ Ranger, I'm gonna make them suffer. By the time you see him, I'll be standing over his corpse.
Thank you.
Any escapee is a bad escapee. It should be rounded up and slaughtered without mercy.
Finally, I'm free.
Slow-moving, but nigh unstoppable, these great beasts appear to be distant cousins of the six-tusked Mumakil. Even a great hunter like myself has never brought down one of these beasts as a trophy. but they're not difficult to track. The very earth shakes under their thundering feet. It's wise to keep on your toes when you're around them so you don't end up underneath theirs. I've seen them rampage and crush orc, troll, and man alike into jelly.
Mamukyu being those elephants, I believe, from Return of the King. Or seen in Return of the King.
I'm surprised Torvin isn't trying to recruit me into hunting one of those mammoths.
I think that is foreshadowing.
All at once! Many thanks, Ranger. Hey! You will obey!
Alright, let's see who the subordinates are. These two guys. Can be damaged by combat finishers. Vulnerable to range. Okay. Their speed is very nice. So the difference between these and the other ones is they seem to have discipline about them.
In my travels, I've amassed a worthy collection of treasure and trophies. Heads and hides from all manner of foul beast. And even some lovely trinkets from the Second Age. But the whispered tales of one artifact continue to elude me. The legendary Forge Hammer, used by the elves to craft the Rings of Power themselves. The hammers I've found so far in my hunt have brought me no closer to finding the one I seek. Perhaps the spirit of the elves do not want to see their precious artifact in the hands of a dwarf.
Given where Celebrimbor, well, I'm very bad pronunciation,
Torvin
where
will
he
never
fell.
understand how closely this hammer is bound to our fate,
That
and
too.
that of all Middle-earth.
Down he would find it. So at least two more.
I've met a mysterious man in my travels, a ranger of Gondor named Talion. Over our fire, I asked after his weapons. Impressive in their craftsmanship. A handsome blade, Orphael, has been at his side since his days stationed at the Black Gate, defending the borders of Gondor. But his dagger, Ahab, carries a sad tale. It too was once a mighty sword, carried by his murdered son, broken the night he died. Talion tells me Akarn means vengeance, and I have a feeling the blade will fulfill the meaning of its name.
I have slain countless Uruk, but still I seek vengeance.
That's interesting. They don't tend to fight each other too. Trying to remember if Karagor did that.
Get the Caragor back!
No ghouls this time. Those they can appear here quite a bit often.
There's something about him.
Few things in Mordor cause even the Uruks and trolls to quake in fear. And one such beast is the rare horned Graug. Standing nearly 5 dwarves tall, they're nigh unstoppable juggernauts of wanton destruction. Their very skin is tougher than leather, resistant to even the sharpest steel, if you can get close enough to strike a blow. What I wouldn't give for a mithril blade on my next hunt for these dire monstrosities.
It could be that this takes place before the hunt with him, where you go after one of those.
I wonder what the dwarf is obsessed over, now that his hated Graug is slain.
Oh no! It definitely takes place afterward. Takes place after you hunt that horned Graug with him, and before the end of the game. I think there's at least one more. And check how many there are left. Let's see if this is it. I didn't notice any others on the map.
Among the orcs of Mordor, their greatest are the fighting Uruk-hai. And among them, their vicious captains reign over the tribes and armies with ironclad fists. I've dodged more than one pack of foul Uruk on my hunt in these dire lands, and I've stolen glimpses of the rite of ascension among these foul folk. Only the strongest and most devious lead, slaughtering their own kind until none stand to oppose them. Brutal, savage, dangerous. And they don't smell very sweet either.
There's one more. Way over yonder.
No doom keeps this dwarf from the grave. His first death will be his last, and his courage is impressive.
Thank you, Ranger.
What was that noise? Get him off his back!
Still daylight, so I don't think I'll run into guys here. So sometimes you can climb, and sometimes you can't. Pretty big goal mission is in here.
The solitary pass between the Valley of Udun to the north and the plateau of Gogoroth to the south is guarded by the dread, graven image of Sauron himself, with the great kinds of men held subjugated in chains. The rock and steel of this visage inspires no deference in me for the craftsmanship or stonework. And by my beard, I am thankful this is the closest I'll ever come to seeing the Dark Lord. The shadows grow long this evening. I will write no more.
That is an interesting one to end on.
I'd have liked to see Torben's face when that statue came tumbling down and Sauron's head crashed to earth.
Hmm. And there we have an anomaly. I kind of wondered if you're expected to actually stop playing the main game and start playing this one for a time.
The archers are running drills today. Hope they've improved from last week. Almost got an arrow in me bloody leg thanks to their dodgy aim. You won't have to worry about that happening again. I nailed every target. Must have frightened the talk away.
We'll get intel from them, but still can get useful information.
What I'd give for another fight. My sword, hundreds of them.
Alright, those are the captain's related quests. Probably should do the Beastmaster ones first, I guess.
Boston is sure the crime in this area. Where?
Thank goodness.
Stop this guy. Pull him off his beast.
I keep holding on to that wrong button.
I think that ranger is close by.
Could have gone better. Hunters thought they were on top of the food chain. He showed them just how wrong they were. Forged the legends of the hunter to unlock the blazing steed power.
Seen the boss around lately? I think the fool's gotten himself killed by that stinking tar. Maybe an opening in the ranks, eh?
Only one way to live it, and that's to kill anything that's a threat before it kills you. Did you hear that?
Alright, one camp eliminated. And all stealth kills too.
I wish slaves could just accept their fate. Do what needs doing around camp, then die without giving me any lip.
I heard his spear hit it so hard it punched a hole clean through his chest.
Upside of the Black Gate, I heard the sun shines and winks. Ground never shakes. Lightning hardly never strikes.
I've been asking around. Nobody knows what they're
Yeah, it's like peeling an onion. Take them out layer by layer.
Sneaking about.
Probably the ranger himself. Did you hear that?
Right.
We'll have action, see murders. But what?
Seen things. I was hoping they could fall too.
sauce.
Too late. Maybe you have to do all of them for that ability. Yeah, reward. Blazing Steed power. More main missions to reveal. Time to go ghoul hunting. Suspect this DLC will be this like the Bright Lord. Oh well, that intel was wasted. Tyrell's worried about the balance of nature and now is waging war on the ghouls.
Damn these war chiefs. They've caused so much death and destruction. Scavengers are running amok, just hordes upon hordes of filthy ghouls.
Filthy ghouls? I thought all of Mordor's creatures were majestic in their own way.
Majestic? Ghouls? Now you stop right there, Captain. They are an aberration. Those filthy little mongrels, hiding underground with their beady eyes, gnawing and biting and scratching and...
If I didn't know better, I'd have thought you'd see eye to eye with the little creatures.
Are you comparing me with a ghoul? Oh, I'm glad this plague of ankle biters makes you laugh. Their numbers are growing out of control. They'll overrun all of Nurn.
Well, you do have a point. So how can we curb this disease?
There's only one way. We need to drag their vile queens from their nests and cut them down. A ghoul hive without a matron is like a meal without ale. Useless.
Shoot ghoul bait to draw out swarms of ghouls. This will bring about even in the day. That explains those mounds with the strange yellow stuff in them.
was no matron.
Aye, not this time. Keep rustling their mounds, though. Matrons will come, I promise you.
If I had a choice between being an archer and a hunter, I'd be a hunter. 'Cause their spears make a much bigger mess of an enemy than any arrow can.
Hey, Soski!
Yep, that's one down.
Sneaking about. He must have run off.
That was really useful.